Happy Monday. Is it hot and humid where you are? It is here. This video is gonna be for people who are not beginners. Like let's say maybe you were taking classes and then you were getting somewhere and then you were interrupted by like a global pandemic maybe, which precluded you from continuing classes, although you could be keeping up with classes online if you really wanted to. One of which is a Swelta class where it's solo dancing and we incorporate Roomba and Afro and some fancier footwork. So like maybe that's not where you were at and that's very intimidating for you, but this is gonna be just to show how you can take some of the basic steps that you already know, mostly just stupid like forward and back, and add to it just enough so it looks like you know what you're doing. And then you'll feel like you know what you're doing, and then you'll be like, I can do all that other goofy stuff, and then you'll start doing more Swelta. But if all you have is a forward and back, right? Let's say we'll do it the way that most people try to show it, like if you were an alien, forward and back. They would have the emphasis be on the forward step with the left, back to the middle, and then emphasis on the back step, and then back to the middle. So the first thing that we're gonna do is not that. So we're gonna change from a forward and back having the emphasis on the forward and the emphasis on the back to actually using the forward step to move back and the back step to move forward, which, by the way, if you're new to Cuban dance, is great practice for the way that things are gonna make sense. All right, so instead of going forward step, all my emphasis is on that forward step on one, and then back to the middle, hold the pause, and then back step, my emphasis is on going back on 5, and then back to the middle. I'm gonna take the forward step with the left kinda in place. So not exactly in place, but enough that my center really isn't traveling too much. So I'm stepping underneath my center, and then I'm using the next 2 steps to move back and back. And then when it's time for the back step on 5, same thing. I'm gonna step underneath my center, walk forward and forward. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, forward, back, 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 forward, 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 back, 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 forward, forward. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. We'll get 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. And then from there, we can kind of take it into a little bit of an arc and give it some shape. So that's the next thing we're gonna do, is instead of staying directly in a slot, we're gonna use it to move at angles. Gang, 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 E, gang, 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 E, gang, gang, gang. And so with that, the emphasis that you wanna have is on the last step of the set of 3. So not the first step, it's gonna look too clunky. So you step 1, 2, and then 3, and let that take the emphasis. So you hold the pause, 5, 6, 7. Emphasize that one. Gang, 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 E, gang, 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 E, gang, 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 E, gang, gang, gang. All right, so when you're doing that, you're gonna add the upper body. So when we do the isolations to warm up, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Start to relax the arms. 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. And that movement is gonna correspond to the feet. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. All right, so we broke off of the dinner plate style step. We got some movement forward and back, and we can take it also into a little bit of an arc to get even more dynamic movement. So then, next thing that we can do is add something on the 4 and the 8. So you don't want to be doing this all the time, but when the music gets a little bit busier, what you can do, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to leave the weight on my left foot on 3, and I'm just going to tap in front across on the 4, and then step 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to tap out. So off another angle, 1, 2, 3, tap. 5, 6, 7, tap. 1, 2, 3, tap. 5, 6, 7, tap. 1, 2, 3, tap. 5, 6, 7, tap. 1, 2, 3. So on. Then what I can do if I wanted to, 1, 2, 3, on 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, I can add, instead of this tap here, I can add a shimmy. I can add a little wah-wah with the legs. If I'm feeling sassy, and maybe mostly for the ladies, but you know, do you if you want to do that. The little bit of hip, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, gong, 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 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, wow, wow, 1, 2, or just 1, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3. So you have a lot of freedom. So you take whatever forward and back that you have, and I don't think I teach it like this, unless I really, really, really need to. But you take even a dinner plate style forward and back, if that's what you're doing, and then you add some movement to it by having the first steps be under the center, and then move with the second and third step. First step under the center, move, move. Which, yeah, by the way, if you watch the walking pivoting, it's in place, and then the movement happens on the second, third step, then a pivot, in place, walk, walk, pivot. And while we're going off, that comes from Roomba, where if we're doing that 3-step, the emphasis is not on the first step. That's kind of in place. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. The movement happens on 2 and 3. Gong, gong, gong. So makes sense that we would do that for the forward and back too. So we get something that looks more like 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. So then from there, we say that we can bend it into more of an arc. 1, 2, 3, out to the side, 5, 6, 7, and turn back. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Added the upper body to it. But that shape gives you more of a canvas to kind of work with and start adding little things to make your basic step look less, basic. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. We could add the taps on the pauses. Tap, 5, 6, 7, tap. 1, 2, 3, tap. 5, 6, 7, tap. Or we could also add 1, 2, 3. If we really stick here on 7, all right, plant ourselves here on 7, then we've got some other stuff we can add. So a shimmy, right? Or the cha-cha-cha with the hips, or wah-wah with the legs. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, diggy-diggy, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, ga-ga-ga, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, ga, wah, 1, or 2, 5, 6, and wah, wah, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. So there you go. It's just taking a very simple step and making little changes to it that will get you some more flavor, feel more confident, and then eventually you'll start doing swelter classes, which, if you would like, the information is on the website.